Good afternoon, friends and family. I am so glad to join you today. I got all my notes going on here because, as many of you know, I get brain freeze. So anyway, I wanted to talk about MCT oils, the coconut oils. But anyway, a little history first. When I was first diagnosed with diabetes type 2, I was told I had to eat 5 meals a day and with snacks. I'm a big eater. When I sit down to eat, I want to eat. I have a hard time with portion control. Why I want a little piece of meat that big? I know why. I'm rebellious. That's why I don't want that little piece of meat. Yeah, so anyway, 5 meals a day and 2 snacks can be a lot of food. They tell you eat oatmeal, oatmeal spikes you. They tell you do this, that gets you. But I think one of my greatest fears when I first got diabetes was the sun. I put on those sunglasses and I was so afraid. I was walking around and I was handicapping myself. I have a diabetes. I am going to die. All of these things. The doctor said, if you don't eat, you die. If you eat too much, you die. And they gave me a horrible meal plan. I think diabetes doctors may be getting smarter now. I'm not sure. But then I was told, not only do I have to eat all that food, then I have to be on medication for the rest of my life. I tell you, I have a rebellious soul. But when I'd go into the hospital, they'd say, you have to stop eating at 12 because we're going to do lab tests on you in the morning. Well, 5 o'clock in the evening comes, you haven't eaten and you haven't had your lab test. Now, the doctor already told you if you don't eat, you're going to die. And I am so nervous. I'm so upset, right? My blood pressure goes like that. And the doctor comes in. You have high blood pressure. You have to take medication. Now, I know damn good and well I don't have high blood pressure. White coat blood pressure, I do have. Because the doctors say one thing, they do another. I'm telling you. Anyway, I quit wearing sunglasses all the time. And I'm not sure if the diabetes gave me the macular degeneration that I had, or when I was in my younger days, splashing Easy Off to clean the oven in my eyes. I definitely did some damage by not wearing goggles or face mask or something when cleaning my oven. So that's kind of up in the air. I can't tell you why I have bad eyesight. But, when you tell the doctor or the nurse, I want to eat, they just look at you like you're stupid. You're not going to die. What are you talking about? This is what you taught me. You taught me if I don't eat 5 times a day, I'm going to die. So, I don't like being handicapped. I have things wrong with me, and I am on disability, but I have a parking permit sticker. But if I feel like walking, I don't park in the permitted space. I park away from it because I am important. So it was when I was living back in Oklahoma the second time. I was listening to this stuff about keto dieting. Well, that's out of my budget. I think I would like to do it, but it's out of my budget. I have to eat what I have. And I can't grow a garden here. I could in Dibble, but I don't have an excuse for not growing a garden. So forget that. We'll go on. Let's look and see what my notes say. So I refused the blood pressure medicine because I knew it was white coat blood pressure. Just because the doctor says something doesn't mean it's gospel, okay? God said we can heal ourselves, and we can heal ourselves. Prayer and knowledge. Prayer and knowledge. Okay, I'm rambling. I need to get back on focus. Anyway, I started using the bulletproof coffee. And, you know, people, I go to the restaurant where in Dibble at Crossroads and sit down and drink coffee with my friends. And I would order butter in my coffee. And they thought I was really weird. But why did I do this? I did this because I knew if I ate, my sugar was going to spike. So I wanted to put off eating as long as I could. And I heard the coffee would do that. And it did. And then I started learning about intermediate fasting. And I can't talk about everything I know. So I'm just going to kind of give you highlights of what I do know and what I do and how it affected me. I mean, because this can be very, very long. But, you know, not all restaurants do butter. So what can you do if you want bulletproof coffee and you know margarine is not good for you? Well, when I got to Oklahoma, my daughter introduced me to coconut MCT oil. And I'm almost out of this one. And I should be out. But I've been misbehaving since Michael died. I haven't. My sugar's been out of control. My depression has been out of control. And I say, no, no, no. I have to get back into my life again. And I know it's not going to be easy, but I got you. I'm so glad of that. So, you know, this doesn't fit in your purse, and you know it's going to leak. But the nice one about this one is, if I can get to my light, it has 0 carbohydrates. So, your insulin or your blood sugar doesn't spike when you eat fat. So coffee has benefits that I'll have to do one day, and you have to be careful with your research. If somebody says something, you need to go back and double make sure that you're not reaching to somebody who's talking about something they don't know about. So anyway, I put this in here. I haven't done it since Michael's gone. And so if I can't carry this in my purse, what do? Well, I can get the powder. And I was going to look up and see if it had tablets, but I forgot. I'll have to do that later. Or if you look it up, you can put it in comments, and then I won't have to look it up. But if you look at this one right here, it has 1 gram of carbohydrates. So this may or may not affect your blood sugar depending on how bad you are. When I finish this last bit, then I'll do this, and I may have to do a follow-up. But, you know, over the past months since I bought this bottle, it has 120 calories in it. And a serving is 1 tablespoon. You don't have to count calories. All right. Now, I put right here a note to myself. What is my dosage? Like you start the first week, it's 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon in your coffee every day. Measure it, my darlings. Measure it. Now, the second week, you're going to go to 2 teaspoons. You might want to stretch that 1 teaspoon out for a longer period of time. Maybe the 2 teaspoons you want to stretch out for longer. But you want to work up to 1 tablespoon of this oil. But what happens, gotta get my light, sorry. If you get too much of this oil, it can cause nausea and, God forbid, diarrhea. So when you start taking this oil, remember, diarrhea. Go slow. All right? And this one you can always put in packets and carry it in your purse. And then when you go to have your coffee with your friends, you got your bulletproof coffee. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Now, I did that. You know, the MC oil can promote weight loss, but I wasn't doing the MCT oil to promote loss. I was using it because insulin is a fat hormone. So I accept that I'm fat, and there's not much that I can do about it as long as I'm shoving that insulin in me. But what I did learn, that the MCT oil can improve my blood sugar levels and my overall health. Now that I haven't been taking my MC oil for over a month now. Michael died on September the 20th. Today is November the 12th. I notice the difference that my body feels not using this. And I never noticed, well, that's not true either, but everybody noticed that I was getting trimmer using this oil. And I was doing my intermediate fasting. When I'm depressed, I don't do good at it. But when I'm feeling good, I'll do my 16-hour fast with my 8-hour eating window. And since Michael died, I haven't been sleeping. I've been binging. I'm getting fatter. So, you know, I need to get back in line. Okay. Now, in the past 2 years, I've had a lot of heartbreak. But I keep on trying to get my diabetes in control, and sometimes, like right now, it's really out of control. And it's my fault. It's definitely my fault. Because your blood sugar will go up with stress, and then you eat, your blood sugar goes up, you get depressed. You know, it's crazy. So I don't want to go into all of that. All I know is I got to get back in control. I'm not sleeping well. That messes up your blood sugar. And when I'm not sleeping well, I eat. That messes up my blood sugar. So the MCT oil has 2 purposes. And one of the purposes, it is to burn energy. Burn energy means burn fat. The other purpose is, if you don't burn that fat, go into your behind, Your belly, that's stress. It goes to your behind. Anyway, if you have any comments on what I'm saying, please, please, please put them in the comments. I know that sometimes I don't make a lot of sense, but I love talking to you. Now, the one thing about the bulletproof coffee or the MCT is it helps with hunger pains. So if I wake up in the morning, I do my shot, wash my face, do everything, fix my coffee, put my MCT in, I can make it till 1 o'clock in the afternoon without any hunger pains. So if I stop eating at the right time at night, then I get my 16 hours of fasting. And you think, oh, I can't fast all that time. Well, do you sleep 8 hours? Or does it take you 9 hours to get ready for sleep and wake up? Well, that's like 9 hours gone. And so 9 from 16 is what? You got 5 hours left. So you drink your coffee, you go about your business. Wow. And it's time to eat, but you have to be careful what you eat to break your fast. It's good to eat a little protein first, so that the protein stops you from spiking. Don't sit down and eat a big meal. You'll get fat and you'll get sick. You don't want to do that. Okay, research suggests also that MCT oil improves your insulin sensitivity. Well, I have insulin resistance. It drives me crazy. So, can I overcome insulin resistance by doing things that makes me insulin sensitive? If you have an answer to that, you tell me. I want to know. So, you know, the MCT makes your insulin work better. That's what the research says. So I would love that. And plus, it is safe and it is effective. You know, what is your goal? You want to lose weight? You can. Just don't overdo it. Because it definitely does stop your hunger pains. Let's see what else I want to tell you. I sit down and make my notes, and then I get all nervous because I can't keep up with them. So I'm going to keep trying to get better as I go. But I do definitely love talking to you. Now, MCT is a supplement to make your bulletproof coffee. You just put it in there, you go. But why? It's because the MCT metabolates different than long-chain triglycerides. Okay? And this is a medium-chain triglyceride. You go, oh, no, I don't want triglycerides. This one you do. This one you do. Because this will extend your breakfast or your breakfast, you know? Okay. So, let's see what I have here. Okay, I already told you how to do the servings, okay? Now, it also says, maybe you get up to the 1 tablespoon and you don't have stomach issues. And this stuff is very good for gut bacteria. I forgot about that. I didn't put that in my notes. I just remembered. So let's say I want to use it as an appetite suppressor before meals. Well, if you've worked your way up to the 1 tablespoon, then you can take 1 teaspoon when you break your fast, when you eat your dinner, and when you eat your snack before you start your fasting again. So you could break that 1 tablespoon down to 3 times a day, and that would help your hunger pains. I'm going to buy another one of these, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to walk the walk. I'm going to walk the talk. That's what it is. I'm going to walk the talk. There was a study in 2007 that found that the MCT oil does improve your risk factors if you're pre-diabetic. You're not diabetic yet, but you're pre-diabetic. Then this is another good thing to use, because it will help you not go diabetic. But if you are diabetic, it will help you with your insulin resistance with type 2 diabetes. Now, I'm not going to talk about type 1 diabetes because it's not something I experience, and I don't want to go beyond my knowledge. But you can look it up if you're type 1, and I'm thinking this will help with type 1 too, but you need to look that up. Now, if you consume this regularly, like every day or 3 times every day, what you're going to find is you are going to have a reduction in body weight. With me, it was very, very gradual. It was so gradual, it was hard to notice. Putting on my pants one day, they were kind of falling off, but they were getting bigger and bigger every day, and I wasn't paying that much attention. But the people around me go, wow, you're losing weight. So that's a good thing. And it's going to help your lipid panel. It's going to lower your triglycerides, even though it is a triglyceride, and it's going to lower your cholesterol. And if you don't listen to those nurses and doctors, your blood pressure will lower too. You know, so it's a powerhouse, I'm telling you. So I did that. I have been suffering from depression for about a week. I think that's part of my mourning, or maybe I was just sick and using it as an excuse. I don't know, but I'm back. Okay, did I tell you what intermediate fasting is? Intermediate fasting is when you have a regular schedule of eating and not eating. You know, if you can't do the 16-8, do the 10-10 and work your way up, you know, and see how you feel and go from there. Let me tell you a little bit about triglycerides. MCT is a medium chain triglyceride, and it's found in coconut oil. And like I said, it has 2 main purposes. It's to burn energy or to be stored in your body as fat. And okay, I already told you about fasting. Intermediate fasting essentially means not eating anything, nothing, tipota, for a given period of time. You choose your time, you increase it, you work with it. So you switch between eating and not eating. You know, if you do it with a friend, it's nice. It's easier when you're held responsible for what you do. Nobody holds me responsible, so I mess up a bit. So you hold me responsible. Okay. I told you that stuff. So I'm getting good right here. I'm going through my notes and I'm talking from my heart and trying not to ramble too much. But for me, I have found the MCT oil is very beneficial. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend it. Why? Because it gives you better brain function. It helps your memory, it helps you focus, and that would fall in line with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, but I'm not an expert on that, so just delete those words I said. Just remember, it gives you better brain function for focusing and memory. We're going to stay with that because I have noticed during my morning period that I'm not thinking so great. And that may have to do with grief. But then again, it may be because I'm not taking my MCT. Okay, so when we take the MCT, we have increased energy. We have a better lipid profile. It lowers our blood sugar. It reduces our hunger pains and lets it go longer without eating. It decreases lactate, so when you exercise, you get this lactate in your muscle. It helps with that. I can't remember the other words, so there I stutter. I need more brain function. Okay, this is good for one of my friends who has epilepsy. It will decrease the epileptic episodes. So if you have epilepsy, be sure and research this MCT oil for yourself. Okay, it improves your heart function. And the heart function goes everywhere. You get better blood flow, you get better this. So having a better heart function is definitely a good thing. Autism. It decreases autism because autism is a brain damage, and when you get better brain function, that improves your autism. And it's also antimicrobial, so it's going to help your immune system. It's going to stop some viruses and things like that. It decreases inflammation. It ups your mood. And like I said, it may help you lose weight. But if you're combining intermittent fasting with the MTC, remember, you still have to stick to your portions, because if you're doing it like the reason I am doing it for my diabetes, to improve my insulin sensitivity, I have to stick to the food program I've developed for myself because I don't like the diabetic plan. It has its benefits, I'm sure. And I think that I have about rambled enough at y'all. But remember, I am a wellness advocate for doTERRA. I am a home economist, and I do read the angel cards. I love you, so like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you with my next video on a day in my life. Love you.